Now, y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess. So let's get into it, y'all. And what's going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, and I intend on doing the exact same. What's going on, you guys? Okay. Now, before we get into what we're here to talk about right now, let's get into what we got up here on the church announcements. Now, as you guys already know, today is Sunday, so that means the Real Housewives of Atlanta airs tonight on Bravo at 8/7 Central. You do know that Speak On It with Bunny Blue airs right after the show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my live review to come on right after Bunny Blue's appearance on Speak On It, because I got to support my girl Bundy, and I definitely got to support my girl Candy. So make sure you guys tune in to Speak On It tonight, right after the show. And after Speak On It, y'all can come right on over here to me, and we will do our live review. And also on Monday, which is tomorrow night, the Whether You Like It or Not will be hosted by Simply Sakina. We will be talking about tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, so make sure you guys tune in for that. And then on Wednesday, be sure to tune in for a new episode of Roaster Review featuring myself, T, and Josiah, and it will be right here on Scotty by Nature TV as we discuss Tuesday's episode of Love and Hip Hop ATL. So make sure you guys tune in. And we're going to have us a jolly old time over there on Roast Review, because when me, T, and JoJo get together, it's always a fun time. And y'all seem to enjoy it from what we see. So that's all we got for the church announcements. So let's go ahead and get into a little bit of tea for today on Sunday while y'all getting out of church. Okay, now, most of this stuff is really housewives stuff, because it ain't really that much to discuss right now. It's mainly all housewives stuff. So this is like housewives tea all the way around, y'all. So we're going to start it off with the first thing. Now, let me put this up here. Now, as you guys already know, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they filmed their reunion this past Thursday, and somehow, some way, the looks of the reunion were leaked. Okay, somebody leaked out the looks for the reunion, and normally, you know, Bravo, you know, put the looks out, and you know, everybody gets to take a glimpse of it. But this looks to be a picture that somebody took with somebody's phone, and then they must have sent it to a blog. However, one of Candy's counterparts, one of her team members by the name of Jamie, she called it out on Instagram, and this is what she said on her post. She said, whichever cast member leaked the reunion photo should be demoted or fired. If you had something going on in life, you wouldn't be that pressed for attention to leak something from the one job that pays you. Yours truly, Jamie. Okay? So yes, that was in fact one of the girls that worked for Candy, of course, loved me some Jamie honey. And she put it out there that somebody was thirsty enough to leak this photo of the girls at the reunion. Now, inquiring minds want to know who was the thirst bucket that put this out. I want to know who the thirst bucket was, because something tells me that the thirst bucket is between Sheree or Marlo, because everybody else on the show gets paid and have multiple streams of income from different situations. So I know it ain't Candy. We know it ain't her, because if it was Candy, I don't think Jamie would be saying nothing. So we know it ain't Candy. We know it's not Kenya, because Kenya has other jobs. We know that it ain't Drew, because she gets other work. And we know it's not Sonya, because this ain't the only thing that she does, and this ain't the only thing that pays her. Sheree ain't got shit going on, but she by Sheen, and that's to be determined. And Marlo don't do shit but Larag being, and I don't think she getting no money from this. This is the place that truly pays her. So my thing is, which one of you motherfuckers was the one who leaked the picture? That's what we all want to know, honey. We want to know who leaked this picture. And what was your purpose of doing that? You couldn't just let Bravo leak it? You're that, you know, hard up for some attention that you couldn't wait for your job to post the reunion photos. Like, but You know, it is what it is, but I would love to know who it is because Jamie did leave us a context clue with that when she said this is the only thing that's paying you. And I'm like, girl, because we know it's about two of them that ain't got shit else going on besides the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But that's all we got on that. So we're going to move on to the very next story, which is from Kenya Moore. Okay, now, like we said, this is probably the longest damn divorce that we have ever seen in our life. And we're ready for it to be over. I'm ready for it to be over just as well as I know Kenya is ready for it to be over. You feel what I'm saying? So this is what we're going to get into. Now, we already know that Kenya and Marc Daly are in this nasty ass divorce. We do know this, right? Okay. Now, in the interview that she did with Angela Yee, because I did take an excerpt from this same interview when I did my video yesterday about her situation with Sonia. Now, she's talking about in this particular part where she pitched a spinoff show, and then she's talking about Marc Daly is filming his own reality show and how he wants Brooklyn to be on the show, but he didn't want Brooklyn to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get into the part where she talks about her own spinoff show that she pitched, and then we're going to get into the part about Marc Daly filming his own reality show and wanting Brooklyn to be on it. So let's go ahead and get into the first part.
It was during the pandemic, and that was one of the reasons why they said, let's wait on this. I have established this trip that I take with Brooklyn every year to Paris. Mm-hmm. And it's Paris not only through my eyes, is learning the city, the culture, the people, the language, but also through a 1-year-old's eyes. And so we celebrated her 1-year birthday there, 2, 3, and 4. Every year we go to Paris. So I pitch Kenya and Brooklyn and Paris, basically.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
all these different places
and also, there's so many things we haven't seen.
Yeah,
but we haven't seen Black Paris. We haven't seen Paris through the eyes of a child. We haven't seen a young kid navigate. We went to Cannes when we were there last, couple of weeks ago. We went to Saint-Tropez.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean?
She's living a life.
Yeah, I ain't never been to San
Whoever she dates later on is gonna have to.
My mama took me here. Okay,
right? Okay,
Saint-Tropez been there, and when I was 3.
Yeah, but it's just like for me, just learning everything through our eyes. It's a different perspective. Not only being of my age, being newly single, and for her being a child, and also being there together. What does that look like? What does that look like to spend a summer in Paris with a child, and also want to date, and also want to understand the museums and everything that's there. It was during the pandemic, and that was one of the reasons why they.
Okay, so that was Kenya talking about having a spinoff show in regards to her trip to Paris with her daughter. I'm pretty sure that this would have been like a mini series like Candy's Wedding or I Dream of Nene and her wedding and stuff. I believe that's what this would have been, right? And I think that would have been a cute idea. No lies. I think this would have been a cute idea for Kenya and her daughter. I don't see nothing wrong with them doing this. And I would have tuned in. I probably would have reviewed it. It would have been a mini series like Portia Family Values and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if it would have been as entertaining because Portia Hood, her side of the family is hood. Then you got the Hosea Williams side of the family that ain't so hood because we had people like what was her auntie name? Aunt Liz. Like you had a different perspective. So I enjoyed Portia Family Values. I want them to bring it back, honestly. I know y'all surprised to hear me say that, but I wanted to see them bring it back. However, I would have been down for Kenya in Brooklyn in Paris. I think that would have been a cute show. It's cute for a mini series, okay? So I think that would have been cute. Now let's get back into the part where she brings up the fact that her soon-to-be ex-husband Marc Daly is about to be on a reality show. Let's get into that.
Then the last mediation, he wants to challenge my right to have the final say on her filming because he's now on a reality show.
Oh,
he's on a reality show?
Mm-hmm.
What show? Or,
I don't know. He's filming a reality show.
I was like, wait, I haven't seen this show.
He's filming.
Is it an ensemble? Is it just him?
He won't tell me a lot about it.
Does he want her on the show?
Yes. And so now that's what's causing the divorce proceeding to move forward because I'm like, that's what I sued you for custody for, is because you were trying to keep her off of Real Housewives.
Yeah.
Now you want to be on a show now all of a sudden, and you need my permission for her to be on that show because I have final say.
Right.
And it's like, it's just so much BS.
You have created a monster. He
I
wants to be
have.
on TV now.
Yeah, but everyone told me that.
I remember
before.
when he was.
Then the last mediation, he wants to challenge my right to have the final say on her filming because he's now on a reality show.
Oh,
He's on a reality show?
Mm-hmm.
What show? Or,
I don't know. He's filming a reality
wait,
show.
I was like, wait, I haven't seen this show.
He's filming.
Is it an ensemble? Is it just him?
He won't tell me a lot about
so
it.
Does he want her on the show?
Yes. And so now that's what's causing the divorce proceeding to move forward, because I'm like, that's what I sued you for custody for, is because you were trying to keep
her
off of Real
TV.
Housewives.
Yeah.
Now you want to be on a show now all of a sudden, and you need my permission for her to be on that show because I have final say.
Right.
And it's like, it's just so much BS.
You have created a monster. He wants to be on TV now.
Yeah, but everyone told me that.
I remember
before. Then
Okay, so that was pretty much Kenya talking about Marc Daly wanting to be on TV, pretty much. My thing with that is, how the fuck you gonna tell Kenya that she cannot have her own daughter on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the show that pays her to show her life, but then you want to go out and you want to do a reality show and now you want to put your daughter on the show? Let's make that make some motherfucking sense. Okay, let's make that make some damn sense here. It's okay for you to do a reality show. And it's okay for you to put your daughter on the reality show, but you don't want your soon-to-be ex-wife to do the same exact thing that you're fucking doing, trying to get a reality show check. And you can tell he wanted to be on reality TV because we saw how he was acting when he was on the Housewives of in Atlanta. If he would have stayed on there, he probably would have been another motherfucking Peter. That's what I believe. But I don't know. I'm just telling y'all what I believe. I'm just telling y'all what the fuck I see. Mr. Dainty with the nose ring would have been the same damn way. He wants way too much control. Do you have anything else going on in your life, Mr. Daly? Do you have anything else going on in your life? That's all I'm trying to figure out, because to me, it just comes across like you just trying to be dirty and low down for no apparent motherfucking reason. You feel what I'm saying? Like you want to be dirty and low down. You just want to make it harder for this woman and what she got going on. But yeah, you want to step into the same lane that she already in. You want to be on reality TV, but try to tell her, you can't bring our daughter on here. You can't bring our daughter on here. Like, who the fuck is you to sit up here and try to tell her what she can and can't do? Get the fuck out of here. What? When I tell y'all, these is crazy and ain't loyal. Girl, bye. Get the fuck up out of here. Like, this shit crazy to me. It's absolutely bananas and it's nuts. But hopefully they agree to disagree or just agree on something so we can move this divorce proceedings along. Because us, as the people, we tired of it, okay? So let's move on to the next story, which is Miss Cynthia Bailey and Miss Nene Leakes. I could have did better with that graphic. It's not the best. It's not cute, okay? Now, as you know, Nene Leakes did a sit-down interview, an exclusive interview with Carlos King. Now, Cynthia Bailey comes into play with this because Nene had a couple of things to say about Miss Cynthia Bailey when she did her interview with Carlos King. She accused Cynthia of being a part of an alliance and plotting her Real Housewives of Atlanta exit. And she blamed Cynthia for a whole lot of what went on behind the scenes. And she even said that she don't think that she could ever be friends with Cynthia because she can't ever respect the things that she know that she did. Okay. Now, shout out to Bro Chat, because this is where I got this from. Okay. They reposted it. So I'm giving them their flowers here. So if y'all do not follow Bro Chat, make sure you guys follow them. They have they do have a YouTube channel, I believe, but they also have I followed them on Instagram. They got an Instagram page and they have 57.8K followers. I actually wanted to join their camp or whatnot, but they're very entertaining. So make sure you guys get into them. They have a big following. They have 57.8 followers on IG. But they definitely posted what Nene said. So we're gonna get into what Nene said first, and then we're gonna get into what Cynthia had to say in return, because she definitely spoke up. So let's get into it, y'all.
You and Cynthia did not know each other.
No.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you were told to hang out with Cynthia to get to know her, to bring her in on the show.
Yes. Yes. So the producers told me they were looking at a new girl. Her name is Cynthia. They'd love for me to go out with her. She and I decided to go out to like a lunch or dinner or something. And I remember we went to Papa Do's. And I remember Cynthia being like super nervous, like, oh my God, this is Nene Leakes. And we went to Papa Do's.
Did you know who she was?
I did not.
Okay.
I'd never heard of her before.
She was a supermodel.
I still had not heard of her. The only supermodels I had heard of was Naomi and Tyra and maybe a couple other Black girls, Beverly, but I had never heard of Cynthia.
Okay. She was on the Cosby Show too.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Y'all try it.
You and Cynthia did not know. Okay, so are you?
This is the truth.
No,
I had never seen it.
I believe you. So Cynthia Bailey, the supermodel, she was starstruck when she met you,
and rightly so.
Okay. So how did that go at Papa Do's?
At Papa Do's, we clicked. I liked her. I think she liked me. I felt like she was a little nervous. I didn't think that she was like housewife material, just being honest. And I was like, she's a little quiet. She's a little this. I don't know that she is the one that you guys are looking for. But I really enjoyed her and I liked her. And that was before I met Peter.
Now, when you met Peter, what did you think of him?
When I met Peter, I thought too much. He was doing it.
Too much.
Too much. I was like, oh, okay. I see why y'all like Cynthia now. Because he was turned up.
Okay, so are you?
This is the truth.
No,
I had never seen it. He had like a club in downtown Atlanta. I think it was called Uptown or something like that.
Yes.
And he was just extremely like aggressive to me and just, loud. And I was just like, oh my God, like Cynthia's, this is her guy. And so, yeah, I got why they liked Cynthia because Peter was extra.
If Cynthia was not with Peter Thomas, would she have been a housewife?
I don't think so. I don't. I just don't think, not that she couldn't, because I know Cynthia. I know the Cynthia in front of the camera, and I know Cynthia that's not on camera. And so I feel like definitely the Cynthia that's not on camera has the strength and she's vocal enough to be on the show for sure without Peter. But on camera, I felt like she never really wanted to show that side of her because of, listen, Cynthia can read and I'm the one that told you guys he had like a club in downtown Atlanta. I think it was called Uptown or something like that. You guys on camera. I said, no. Cynthia doesn't read, honey. Cynthia reads, honey. And so I know Cynthia and I know what she does. So yeah, Cynthia's pretty fire. And let me tell you, she put Peter in his place many days.
Oh, absolutely. I've been witness of that.
Yes,
she would cuss Peter out.
Yes, she would. And people would be like, oh, Peter's just running over Cynthia. I said, Cynthia who? That's not the Cynthia we know.
Do you miss Cynthia?
I miss the friendship that we had because I feel like we had a really good friendship and I cherish my friendships. And I feel like, it's hard to find really good friends. And it's unfortunate what happened to our friendship.
But why can't you guys rekindle the friendship?
I don't think that will ever be possible.
Why?
Because I just know some of the things that she has done behind the scenes that I just could never, ever respect. Now I can't respect them, but that doesn't mean you guys on camera. I said, no. Cynthia doesn't read, honey. Cynthia, it doesn't mean I couldn't work with her. I could work with her, but I can't respect some of the stuff that I know for certain that she did.
Did she try to stop your bag?
As much as she was on camera saying I'm trying to stop hers, she was definitely trying to stop mine.
From Bravo?
Of course, from Bravo. I know a lot of things she did, honey. She was in an alliance too, honey.
With producers or housewives?
She was in an alliance with housewives and behind the scene with producers and network.
To get you off the show?
I believe she tried. I think she had a hand in trying to get it done.
Really?
Absolutely. It doesn't mean I couldn't work with her. I could work with her, but I can't respect. Cynthia Cynthia is, I think everybody knows that. Some of the stuff that
I'm sorry, y'all. My mic was muted. What I do like about Bro Chat is that they included a clip from Nene back in season 6 when she suggested that suggested that Cynthia doesn't bring anything to the show. So let's go back into that as well, so we can have something else to talk about. Hold on, y'all. Let me get to it. Hold on, y'all. I think this is it right here.
Oh, as upset as you were.
Cynthia is, I think everybody knows. I think Cynthia is okay. It's not like she's really bringing anything to the show. I mean, just to be honest, I mean, she talk about what the Bailey Agency and Bar One. I mean, it's not like they're really talking about anything. So, and then if you have somebody that can't stick, you know, like you need somebody that can be like, stick to something. You know, if when the wind blow, you blow this way, then you blow that way. Girl, bye. I think Cynthia's a good friend. And but I think she just blows wherever the wind blows.
Well, she's always blown in your favor.
Not really. She's always been cool with me, but I've never felt like Cynthia like put a stamp of approval on it. I feel like
really?
Honestly, I feel like if she was over there with Candy, she was over there with Candy. If she was over there with Phaedra, she was over there with Phaedra. If she was over there with me, she was over there with me.
But she never claimed not to have your back, or she.
She ain't got my back like that. No, she does not. Cynthia is, I think everybody knows. I think Cynthia is okay. It's not like she's really.
At the reunion, I know that one-on-one really hit you. What do you want to say tonight, or what do you want people to know?
I want people to know that, again, I was a very loyal friend to Nene. However, I'm actually glad that she did that show with you. Why? Because it actually validated that she was never my friend, that she's actually my worst enemy.
Really?
For her to go on national television and say such things is just unheard of. So what? We're not talking anymore. So that means now all of a sudden, you know, I can't be on the show because you don't think I should be on the show. Nene doesn't control my destiny. God controls my destiny. And I was relevant before the show. I'm relevant on the show, and I will be relevant after the show.
About wind blowing in a side direction, you know, blow your own wind, and you know, she blows her own wind. You don't have to talk on the show if they don't want to.
Well, the wind blowing thing, I mean, the wind is fine to blow as long as it's blowing up her ass. As long as it's blowing up her butt, then it's fine.
I know, as upset as you were at the reunion, I know.
Hold on, y'all. Okay. Now, like I said, shout out to the Bro Chat for putting this up here. Now, what I will say is this, and I had to play all this so you guys could get a better understanding, a better feel, because I'm glad that they included that, because they like I said, they included what she said on Carlos King, and then they included what she said on Watch What Happens Live over 10 years ago, where she suggested that Cynthia shouldn't be on the show. I think that Nene is foul as for stuff like that. And what's so crazy about it is that when Nene, sometimes I can agree with Nene, I can get with Nene on some things, but then Nene then turns around and give me a reason not to agree with her. And I think that is crazy in this stuff, because it's crazy how you can have a point and then you miss it when you start talking a bunch of bull. You going on Carlos King saying that this girl tried to get you out the show, but yeah, you said that she didn't need to be on the show on national TV. So what the Nene always feel like somebody plotting against her, and I just don't really believe it. However, we're going to go back behind the screen. Now we're going to hear what Cynthia had to say in response to what Nene said. So let's get into it.
Nene Leakes was on Carlos King. It was just released, and this is what she had to say about you. Nene Leakes was on Carlos King. It was just released, and this is what she had to say about you.
But why can't you guys?
Okay, I almost don't even want to respond because it's so ridiculous. First of all, I'm the first person to give Nene Leakes her flowers. Whether or not she will give me even the water to put some flowers in, okay? don't even think I can get the water, but I am the first to say, when you think of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you think of Nene Leakes, period. The woman definitely put the show on the map. Okay. She's amazing TV. Her personality is off the chain. She's good TV. And when we were friends, it was great. And I never say anything but that. So first of all, number one, I don't have the power to get Nene Leakes fired from anything. I couldn't get Nene Leakes fired from Taco Bell. Okay.
You're like, I couldn't even keep myself hired.
I mean, okay, first of all, I'm not even on the show. So if I have all this power, how am I not even on the show anymore? But anyway, okay, I almost don't even want to respond because it's so ridiculous. First of all, I don't have the power to tell a network what to do with an incredible talent like such as Nene Leakes, who clearly is amazing TV. And if I did, let's just say I did for some insane reason, have this power to control the network and make them fire her or try to convince them to, why would I want to? The most successful shows we had on Housewives was when she was a part of the cast. Actually, but we were friends too.
And doesn't that make your life easier when someone's good TV?
Listen, it was great to even be paired with her. They paired me with her when I started the show. And I was under her umbrella for a few years. So I had that safety of not having to ever go against her. So, which was great. So I never had a reason to not want her on the show. I think she's great for the show. I've always.
So why would she even say that? What has happened between when you guys were on the show?
First of all, I don't have the power to tell a network.
This was not a plot or ploy against Nene, because at the end of the day, if Kenya's on the show, it really doesn't.
It hasn't nothing to do with Nene. And you know what I thought was so crazy? I read somewhere that she said, or someone said something about, oh, they're Candy and Cynthia plotting to get me off the show and bring Kenya on the show. Now, why the hell Nene got to leave the show for Kenya to come back? I have publicly said many times, Kenya and Nene are both great for the show.
Both of them.
Why would I want to go get Nene off the show? Can I even get Nene off the show?
No.
I didn't know I could get Nene off the show. I know she's tried to get me off the show before, but I've never actually tried to get her off the show. I ain't trying to take money out of nobody's plate because that's not what I do. So anytime my loyalty or friendship is called into question in regards to Nene Leakes, it's extremely insulting because I feel like I've been a huge friend to her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
This was not a plot or.
So I was hurt, but at the same time, it's like, I'm tired. Like, girl, like, what do you want me to do? People have called me your lapdog. Like, they think that I just basically live up your ass at this point. I'm so supportive of you. I always ride for Nene. Mm-hmm. And, you know, for me, it's like, look, I love all my friends. I truly, truly do. But I'm not going to just, you know, as soon as we have a disagreement or I do something you don't like, you start bashing me on social media. I don't bash Nene on social media. I didn't bash Nene at the reunion. I don't bash Nene in my interviews. But as soon as our relationship goes left, she starts going in on me, but you never see me go in on her because that's not what I do. Because here's the deal. When you're really friends with somebody, okay, fine. We ain't got to be friends no more. But if we were ever truly friends, why are you going in on me about anything? Why are you like trying to put me on blast for anything that we talk about? You know, we didn't talk all kind of crazy stuff together on the phone. Clearly, I ain't had no conversations by myself. Clearly, okay? Mm-hmm. So I was hurt, but at the same time, it's like, I'm tired. Like,
okay, so what you got from that clip is basically Cynthia responding on the Two T's in a Pod podcast. And you also, the bro chat also included when Cynthia was on Speak On It during season 11, when Nene first made the accusation that Candy and Cynthia were trying to push her off the show to bring Kenya back. I understand why Cynthia is hurt. She got every right to feel like that because and honestly speaking, she has always been down for Nene, like off the rip, always been down for Nene, always been trying to have her back all the time to the point to where she was living up Nene's ass. I'm one of the main people that was reviewing the show way back then that was calling her out on her shit about not having a mind of her own. I always used to say that. So, I definitely see it from that standpoint. And I think that Nene is wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, we can all have our favorites and we can all like whoever we want to like. But it's a known fact that when Nene gets upset with you, she will throw you to the wolves in the public. And every time she speaks of Cynthia in interviews, she always dragging Cynthia. It's never anything positive. And what I don't understand about Nene is that she said that she ain't got no problem with you, but she got a problem with you because she dragging the fuck out of you. So it's like, girl, which one is it? Do you got a problem with me or do you not got a problem with me? You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I understand where Cynthia is coming from. I've never heard her really speak negatively about Nene like Nene speaks negative about her. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times when Cynthia has her things to say, it's always in response to the things that Nene be saying in her interviews. Because when she be mad at somebody, she goes the in. She makes all kinds of accusations about folks. And it be crazy. I don't believe that Cynthia really tried to get her off the show. I don't believe that. Now, Nene is right for her. Nene can feel however she wants to because that's how she feels. But I don't believe that anybody tried to get off the show. And that's just me being real. I got to be honest with you. I don't believe nobody tried to get her ass off this show. That's my opinion, though. Anyway, we're going to go ahead to the last part of this. And that is when Miss Claudia Jordan walked and stepped into the room. Now, she had some things to say as well. And shout out to the bro chat again, because they included what Claudia said. Okay. Now, wait a minute.
None of us knows.
Okay. Now, Claudia commented somewhere, I think it's on Instagram, and Claudia had some things to say. And what I'm thinking is that I don't know what this Carlos King thing is. Like, let me see.
To be Nene mentions a housewife that she's in Nene Leaks.
Okay. Let me turn it off. Okay, so this is when Carlos King went live the other day talking about his interview with Nene Leaks. Okay, so this is what Claudia has to say, and then we're gonna play what Carlos King said in his live the other day. So this is what Claudia Jordan said. Now, Claudia Jordan said, Nene plays victim every single time, has actively and publicly campaigned to get people fired or demoted. And then when she on the outside looking in, she want to bring up black women sticking together and George Floyd and cry racism. Girl, bye. Cynthia been a real one. She actually should have been dropped her loyalty to this narcissist years ago, but remain classy. Now me, I would have been unleashed on her as disrespectful as she's been. This is just a case of extreme narcissistic personality disorder where she's never wrong and everyone must be plotting against her because she's never done anything wrong to anyone. Straight BS. We all seen it, so stop the cap. Ooh, leave it to Claudia to really go in. Okay, now let's get into the part where Carlos King addressed the interview. Let's get into it.
Shoes. I don't know what it's like to overnight, you're the biggest star in the world in terms of reality. And then you have Ryan Murphy call you. You're on a network show. You're on the cover of Ebony magazine by yourself. Networks love you. You're an overnight success. So when people make comments about like, well, you know, she had bad behavior. None of us knows what was going on in her life at the time. She showed y'all that her husband, may Greg rest in peace. She showed you guys that her husband could not handle her fame. So imagine what that was like for everybody involved. There's no instruction manual that you read that tells you how to prepare for fame. Everybody needs some grace. None of us knows what it's like to be in Nene Leaks' shoes. I don't know what it's like to overnight, you're the biggest star in the world in terms of reality. Nene mentions a housewife that she said, of all the girls on this show, this person I will give it to. She's number one in terms of who read me. And when I say to you, it's a gag. She said, I said, what about this person? She said, nope. She said, this person I will give her this. This person read me the most or the most fierce, did not back down, and I will give her the #1 spot of the only bitch on Atlanta Housewives who got me together. She said, now that one, she got me. She got me. It is a gag. Nene mentions a housewife.
How you doing, Claudia?
I need more.
Girl, I really want to get on iTunes.
Okay. So clearly she's speaking about Claudia being the only one to read her, because Claudia was just about the only one that really read her down, like for real read her down. But Claudia didn't tell no lies. She never really tells any lies. And you know, I'm not Claudia's biggest fan at all, but she didn't tell no lies. She calls Nene out for exactly who she is. Nene is a narcissist. Everything's supposed to go Nene's way and nobody else's way at all. So I agree with everything that Claudia said in regards to Nene. I know we don't supposed to like her, or we're not supposed to really agree with her public opinion, but I agree with it. Carlos, I have to keep reiterating, I like Carlos. Love what he does as a Black gay man with his own production company. I wish to have mine one day, because I know I have an eye for talent. Look at my panels. We're great. But the biasness, I can't with it. Everybody deserves grace. You don't give everybody grace. Nobody has to give Nene no damn grace. For what? For fucking up her own bag? Get the hell out of here, Carlos. But anyway, y'all, I want to know what you guys got to say, because this is a premiere. So make sure you guys talk about it in the chat. So with that being said, y'all, this be your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, be sure to follow me on my Twitter and my Instagram and my TikTok. It'll be down below in the description box. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out here. And until my next review, I will holler at you guys a little bit later. Bye, y'all.